In the world of anime, there's a lot of unique concepts, and we've seen a lot of unique series that adapt basically different concepts. I mean, there are so many of them to name. Like, for example, one recent one that my girlfriend recommended to me continuously before I actually picked it up was Solo Leveling, which was pretty much like what if a video game basically was real life. I even love anime such as what if two people that fell in love with each other actually found out a very dark hidden secret about one of the people that they fell in love with, but did everything in their power to try and save that person. What if, a woman falls in love with a werewolf and has her own children with them and raised them in her own special way? What if we had a team of a team of teenage girls going around basically being hero support for anyone that needs them, while their superhero, who happens to be one of the girls' mothers, just so happens to be out of commission for a short time? What if the circus was actually a superhero team? There are so many unique concepts of anime that we have seen over the years, but there is one that has been announced and then quietly fell into obscurity, which we have no idea what actually happened to it. This actually had a very interesting concept that would really make for such an interesting anime. And by the time that it came out, it would have been at a height of popularity for this character. Maybe they're saving it when the character reaches a height of popularity again? Who knows? But I want you to think about this for a minute. Think about a basically young teenage boy, roughly between the age of 13 to 15, who's able to adapt a really unique ability. What unique ability? Well, what if I told you, especially from the title of this video, so you're just waiting for me to get to the point, but I like to build up and troll you people. So, what would exactly happen if the young boy, or young man, basically had the ability to adapt to his body the abilities of the king of the monster? And yes, I mean this guy. Greetings, geeks and nerds. I'm Lady Universe and White Nerdy, and it's been a while since I've done videos like these. In fact, I kind of miss doing videos like these. So I'll try to bring them back when something interests me, basically pops up into existence. This was one that I actually wanted to do last year, and then completely forgot about it. Not intentionally, accidentally, because this was a series that was announced in February of 2025, and then suddenly for a year faded into obscurity, and we haven't heard a damn thing about this yet. The concept is that this is an anime series, not a manga series, an anime series where a boy would adapt the abilities of Godzilla. Whether or not Godzilla actually exists in this universe, he's just a movie concept in this universe like he is in real life. It's never really established. What we do know is that the boy in question would adapt every single one of his unique abilities to basically use for himself, which honestly sounds really damn promising and really damn awesome. The only problem is that this has been announced, and I hear a bunch of I hear a bunch of Godzilla fans and anime fans looking at the production company that wants to do this, which is Orange Animation, or Orange Studios, or Studio Orange, basically going, we don't want this. We, as Godzilla fans, we as anime fans, do not want this at all in our, basically, system, in just the universe that we live in. We do not want any part of this, no matter where we are in the world. Guys, I have been a big Godzilla fan ever since I first saw the original King Kong vs. Godzilla when I was just 4 years old, and fell in love with it ever since. I have been a massive Godzilla fan since I was a little boy, thanks to my uncle and grandmother. This is a concept where as soon as I heard it, I basically went Peter Griffin and going, why are we not funding this? But to honestly understand that there's a bunch of anime and Godzilla fans that looked at this and went, oh hell no, you do not bring this into this household, you do not bring that evil onto us, basically has me saying this exact same thing. You guys are really out of your minds if you don't think that a Godzilla anime, especially where a boy adopts his powers, would work. Now listen, I know that you're a Godzilla fan, especially if you're watching this video, and I know that you have thought about, what if I could become Godzilla when I was a boy? I know you thought about it. I mean, this guy, whoever it is and whoever created the concept, basically looked into a younger child and spoke to us all by going, yeah, what if we had Godzilla's powers? Guys, I mean, hell, I'm a 31-year-old man, and even my inner child went, oh, that sounds interesting. We should adapt that concept. So, yes, from what I can understand from what I read, yes, this boy would be able to adapt Godzilla's powers, which had me thinking if he has any allies or enemies, could they adapt Godzilla's other foes' powers? Basically and essentially, could like Mothra be adapted into a sidekick for Godzilla, as somebody could adapt her wings and her different abilities and maybe even some new superpowers for Mothra that we haven't seen in a while? Also, would there be like a big main enemy for the guy? Well, yeah, he'd have to fight like his main enemy, and his main enemy can adapt the ability of King Ghidorah, because if so, that'd be pretty interesting. It's such a novel idea and such a novel concept, it's surprising to me that it took someone so damn long to look at Godzilla and go, I see what we're doing, I see what this is. I can bet that a lot of people were probably pissed off because they thought, oh, the boy would turn into Godzilla. I don't think that's exactly the premise, I just think that he would just adapt his supernatural powers and super abilities. And also, Godzilla has a big ensemble of supporting characters, villains, that, yeah, you could play around a lot of ways with the villains and supporting characters in the Godzilla universe. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to say this right off the bat, that I think that there is one very good reason as to why this Godzilla anime hasn't been made yet. And if you're a YouTuber on YouTube and you like to talk about Godzilla movies, the answer is quite simple. Toho and Toei do not like to play fair when people want to use Godzilla. God damn you! God damn all of you! If I had to guess, I would guess that the series would be about a little boy, probably someone around maybe the age of like 10 years old at best. Now, we'll just say for the hell of it that something traumatic happened to him, that he had a very traumatic thing. But then suddenly, as it's a gift, he's been chosen. Now, we'll just say for the hell of it, while his mother is dying, yeah, we'll go with that, she basically tells her son that she fell in love with somebody that happened to have very amazing abilities. As the boy keeps wondering, keeps questioning, what in the world did she mean? Who is she talking about? Who is this hero that she just happened to fall in love with? And we'll just say for the fuck of it, he meets a friend of his father's, who basically tells him like, hey, I know what you're trying to do, and you have abilities far beyond human understanding, my boy. And so, he goes through the whole ridiculous training montage until he finally asks his father's and mother's friend, like, okay, but who exactly is my father? Only for the friend to go, yeah, your father's Godzilla. Like, Godzilla had this ability to transform into a human, and somehow he fell in love with a human. And yes, while he is the world's protector and he protects everybody, he also goes back home at the end of the day like, let me tell you what happened. But unfortunately, he had to leave his family. And then what ends up happening is that a bunch of monsters start coming out of the woodwork, start destroying the city of which they live, and with the boy suddenly realizing his destiny to become the next savior. But we'll just say, unlike his father, who can basically go full on kaiju, he can't. He can only go half kaiju and adapt his father's abilities. That would be awesome. Or if you prefer, if this doesn't actually end up being the route that it goes down, yes, I know that a lot of people are going to be like, didn't you just basically make the plot of the Godzilla anime for yourself if that's how you think the road is going to go down? Similar to the plot of Fire Breather? Yes, shut up. But if you don't prefer that, you could honestly basically have it as if like sort of like uh I'm trying to think. I think his name is Kid Kaiju from the Marvel Universe, the kid that can basically summon up kaiju to use them for battle. Even that idea would be interesting to play around with. But I think that people would probably more than likely, because we have the Kamen Rider anime and the Power Rangers anime that basically took something that's not from the world of Japan, more or less, like not in animated form, like more or less in live action form, and putting their own unique twist on it, which is pretty damn awesome in of itself. And before anyone goes into anything, yes, I know Super Sentai, but if you remember the series, what is it, Power Rangers in a magical land, something like that, Red Ranger in a magic land, it basically took like, what if Fairy Tail and Sailor Moon basically met up with Power Rangers, and the three of them all had a baby together. That's pretty much it. Yes, I know that Super Sentai exists for Japan. Be quiet. But, like I said, and the reason probably why this series isn't being made is that Toho and Toei do not play fair with others. I know this from experience. Brendan Tenold, who is you might well say, world-class Godzilla reviewer, knows this. Alex the Hunted, who reviews Godzilla movies, knows this. Toho and Toei do not like to play fair. But if the creator of this series can work out a deal with Toho and Toei, maybe this can still be made, because honestly it does sound awesome, and the different abilities that the boy can adapt from Godzilla, yeah, that sounds amazing within of itself. This is something that my inner child, like my inner teenager, is thinking about going, holy crap, we could adapt this and it would be awesome. But of course, you'd have to work something out with Toho and Toei to basically make this dream a reality. And just to end off on like a final thought or whatever, guys, listen, just because something is new, just because something has a new premise, you can't judge a book by its cover. And with the picture of the kid with the Godzilla powers, I will admit, it looks awesome. I will even admit that. But I can understand why some people don't like things that are new and exciting, but you can't judge a book by its cover because we haven't even gotten it yet. It was announced in February of 2025, and then suddenly just vanished like Batman. It was suddenly there, and then it's suddenly not there. So if I had to guess, I would guess that there's problems with Toho and Toei right now. I think Studio Orange also filed for bankruptcy, if I'm not mistaken. So, or something happened to Studio Orange. So that would be my nuts guess of the reason why. Look, if you want a good animation company to basically do something like this, because they would be great at it, go straight to Madhouse, which I'm pretty sure is still an anime company, and talk to them about doing it. Or hell, because Toho and Toei do have an animation company, why don't you talk to them about making it and basically striking a deal with them? The plot does sound awesome, and especially if it's like, the Godzilla Mighty Morphin Power Ranger crossover. Yeah, if it does something similar to that, that wouldn't be a bad thing, because hell, a lot of people actually really like that crossover. I watched videos about it. I'm actually interested in it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And also, yes, I was just guessing at what the plot of Godzilla, the anime, you may well say, is. Oh god. If only, man. I'm hoping that we get it soon. I'm hoping I'm not an old man, like in my 80s or 70s, going to my grandchildren going, "Yo, this is something I wanted when I was a young man, but now I'm an old grandfather." And let me tell you, I would be an awesome grandfather because I would introduce my grandchildren to all of this nonsense behind me. Just pointing that out. So, hopefully we get Godzilla the anime. Hopefully it'd be awesome. And maybe, just maybe, if the people behind it watch this video, take some notes and inspiration. Even if you have to basically borrow from Fire Breather. Or borrow from Kid Kaiju over there at Marvel. That Marvel's not doing anything with. Seriously, why? But, anyway, that's just my thoughts and opinions upon it, and I think that we're not going to get it because Toei and Toho don't like to play fair with others, and I'm afraid of this video getting fired by Toho. hopefully not. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be reading the voice. I want to keep you on. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments down below, which can share this. We'll share our own thoughts and opinions. And if you like the channel and you want to help it and support it below, then be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you never miss a video, and follow me at Twitter with the link in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be reading the voice. I want to keep you on. And until next time, guys, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and take care.